I used to work at the smallest Sephora in America, and I wanted to go over some of my favorite powder blushes to recommend to people from Sephora. Tower 28 was released after the fact, but whatever. And we didn't carry YSL in my store because we were the smallest, but whatever. The YSL blush is on here because it has something the others don't. Talc. Yes, the great talc reformulation scandal of the 2020s. We have seen every company reformulate talc out of their products because of the impending EU ban. It is not official yet, but it is impending, and it is likely going to be official to the point where companies are paying money to reformulate rather than paying money to test the talc. So I don't know if YSL is going to reformulate. I think it would be really sad for them if they did, because this is like a superstar product of theirs, but whatever, right? Like, the shade range could be better. It's not the best one on this list, but it is really good, so I have to mention it. Kosas has a better shade range. When it first came out, it was a little bit chalky city, but then they released a couple deeper shades, and now I quite like the blush shade range that they have. It's a baked mineralized formula. It's going to be a little bit shiny, sheer, sheen, like it's going to add a wash of color on the cheek, not a block of opaque pigment. Now, if you want to talk about a block of opaque pigment, Tower 28 is a little closer to that because of how pigmented it is. The shades can run ashy. That's why I describe it as an opaque block of pigment. I'm wearing the light pink shade today over top of the Huda Beauty bronzer, and it is really nice, it's really pretty, it's blurring, it's mattifying, but it has this kind of punch to it because of its pigmentation. That being said, I really think Tower 28 should keep these two shades with Tony Bravo permanently because the shade range does run ashy on deeper skin tones. And these shades are beautifully pigmented to the point where they're not ashy. Like, there's no white base in these. I honestly really want this shade. I don't need it at all, but for Tony Bravo, I might just order it. The most natural blush on this list is going to be the NARS, in my opinion. NARS in the shade Thrill is really beautiful. That's what's shown right here. It's really sheer. It's like a sheer wash of color. The shimmery shades do sit more on top of the skin, but that's because they're mineral shimmer and they were reformulated to be talc-free, whatever. If you want something that's kind of in between NARS and these guys up here, the Too Faced Cloud Crush is also really slept on and really beautiful. I would always recommend the shade Tequila Sunset for the girls that were looking for like a warm cheek moment, and they would always love it. Lastly, Makeup Forever. These powders, I like them more than the bronzing contour powders. The contour blush powders from Makeup Forever were reformulated to be talc-free as well. They are more of a sheer wash of color. That's why I don't like the contour as much as I like the blush, because it has this sheer kind of element to it where you can still see through the product. So it's good for layering, it's good for setting a cream blush with, but it's not, like, I recommend it, right? I think it's really pretty, but I think if you were just using it on its own, it would appear a little more natural, but it depends also on what shade you get. The deepest shades out of these would probably be Kosas and Tower 28. Those are also two clean beauty brands. I do think a lot of these other companies, these ones that I'm highlighting over here, I think they could work on the shade range, but overall, all of these have like a shade that someone can make work. So they're not like totally abysmally unaccessible to most people. But I could see if you're at either end of the shade spectrum, or if you're really fair or you're really deep skin tone, I could see you having issues with these blushes. Besides maybe these new ones with Tony Bravo, because this formula packs a punch in terms of pigment, so I can only imagine how pigmented this one probably is.